What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from Vin Entertainment News. So, TMZ just released the footage of Bow Wow, rapper, actor, entrepreneur Bow Wow in the elevator with his now ex-girlfriend, and what happened in that elevator that led to something else happening outside of the elevator that led to his arrest and his ex-girlfriend arrest. I do want to read exactly what happened according to the police report and according to his ex and all of that, and then we're going to get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I do want to address, you see the picture on the screen. Okay, when I posted this the very first time, a lot of people were laughing at Bow Wow, writing things like, let me read what I wrote on a channel Instagram page so I'm not all over the place, and then after reading what I wrote, we'll get more into my commentary. So I posted this collage right here where you see his face, then you see his ex-girlfriend face, and I wrote, the most disgusting part about this story is reading comments from women like, oh, you got beat, she won. Yes, B word. That's terrible. Imagine the backlash if her face looked like Bow Wow face, okay? And then I continue. What allegedly happened? Via CNN, rapper Bow Wow was arrested and charged with misdemeanor battery charges, Atlanta police said when this happened. Okay, the rapper, whose given name is Shad, was arrested early, the morning following the fight with a woman in Midtown Atlanta, and basically the officer is explaining what happened. When officer responded to the call, the woman told them that Mas had assaulted her, but the rapper said the woman had assaulted him. Police said officers were unable to determine the primary aggressor of the altercation, so both parties were charged with battery. All right. Both suffered minor injuries and were taken to the Fulton County Jail. Bow Wow was released from jail in the afternoon after being held on $8,000 bail. Okay, the rapper attorney said his client was wrongfully arrested. He said the woman involved in the incident was intoxicated and beat Bow Wow up with a lamp, bit him on his side, and spit on him, while he continuously made effort to avoid her. For no logical reason, officers arrested both parties despite having clear-cut evidence that Bow Wow was the victim in the case. His attorney continued, the rapper's mugshot clearly shows some of his injuries. Bow Wow feels very strongly that a man should never lay a hand on a woman, even in self-defense, hence his failure to defend himself here. Okay, now this is what I also wrote. When I was done reading all of this, I wrote, remember that we're going off physical appearance here. He's more scratched up than her. With more evidence showing the aggressor and more information, people's views might change. I'm also fully aware that, emotional scars cut deep as well. So we also don't know, what's going on emotionally. Just because physically she doesn't look like him as far as after the altercation doesn't mean that he didn't touch her. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I keep saying as time progresses and the evidence come out, we will know. Because these type of cases, you have to be very careful with the way how you say things and address things, because from the outside looking in, all we have is what is presented to us. And that's why I keep sounding like a broken record and saying, we were not there. As evidence come out, then we would know, and things like that. And right now, based on what we're looking at, if someone was hitting you and you were fighting back, we just see the aftermath of that person. but there's no evidence to show what happened to the person who in that moment said that they were defending themselves. So I'm just gonna wish both of them the best and just end it right there. I wasn't there, we were not there, so that's why I made sure I included that part, that we were just going off physical evidence because of the scratches on his face, the marks all over his body. So far, okay, so you see Bow Wow is snatching, according to his friend, the scanner to get into his apartment out of her hand. But even after he was able to retrieve what he wanted, he removed his jacket, he got in her face. They're having some type of screaming match back and forth, but he did not hit her. But the problem is the way how he removed the item from her hand, okay? So people are arguing, saying, okay, this video does not show anything because he didn't hit her. The next argument is, how many times females get in men's faces and scream and do all that stuff? Does that mean a man should beat her up because she jumps in his face? So I see both parts. The issue here is that we see his body. We see all the scratch. We see everything. We have not seen images of her body. We have not seen no physical evidence. So is it possible that, like she said, he beat her up but did not leave a mark? There were women in the comments writing things like, I've been abused before and my ex made sure he never touched my face. He just touched me, beat me up on my body. But then they wrote, I had bruises all over my body. So we are still waiting for images, because according to the police report, both of them had visible wounds, and that's the reason why both of them were arrested. Okay, so maybe they're going to release her images soon, or maybe they happened in an area that is too personal to show. I don't know. So the people that are going off and calling her every name in the book and not having any empathy towards her and saying that she put her hands on him and had he scratched her face and did all of these things to her, it would be an outrage and all of that. She saying that that's not how it happened. The 911 tape was released for copyright reason. I tried posting it and it was blocked. So I did a test. I uploaded, it was blocked. And so the video on the elevator was also blocked for copyright reasons. And that's the reason why you're seeing just still and images from the video and not the actual video. Other people were able to upload it and it stayed. For some reason, my channel is getting flagged or striked. So I just went ahead and deleted the entire thing. So if there's anywhere in this where you hear me say, now go ahead and watch the video and all of that, I apologize. I did my best to edit those parts out of my commentary. But if for some odd reason, it's one or two of them stay in there, just ignore it. But for now, I'm just using the images because when I attempted to upload a video, it kept getting blocked for copyright reasons, and I think it's because of that video from the elevator. So I'm not going to use it if you guys can't hear what she's saying. So I am going to just tell you what she said. She called, she gave them her name, Leslie Holden. She said she gave him her name, Leslie. She said that her boyfriend assaulted her. She was crying. She said when she tried to leave, they locked her up in the room, and that was basically, and then she gave her race and what she was wearing and things like that. Domestic violence is not okay. It's disgusting. So, I feel really bad for her as well because I wasn't there. So she took a few days off social media, and then she finally came back to social media with no visible scars. And this is what she wrote. It's sick that most of the hate is coming from women who have daughters. When the truth comes all the way out, I want these celebrities and females who backing these shenanigans to keep the same energy. Thanks for being patient with me And to all my supporters, the love does not go unnoticed. I appreciate it. And she was back in the club, dressed up, doing her thing. So I'm just saying that, you know what? We were not there, but the public is just going off the physical wounds that they're seeing. His body is a scratch up. His face is a scratch up. When it comes to her, from the parts that she's showing of her body right here, and maybe it's all over her legs, maybe it's all over her hand, and that's why she's wearing long sleeves. Maybe she does not want to show her body like that. However, if it's a police situation and domestic violence and someone could possibly go to jail and all of that, then everything will be released. And I guess that's what people are going off for. But from looking, if you put her next to Bow Wow, people are going to automatically say she was the aggressor and she hit him, because look at his face, look at his body, look at his injuries, and then look at her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not speaking for me, guys. I'm speaking from people's standpoint, because it's hurtful to get assaulted and then everyone calls you the liar. But when people don't see evidence that it happened, they're going with, okay, you scratched him up, you did this, you did that. And then you see the video and you see he's a man, he's walking up in her face, he's taking off his jacket, he's doing all of these things, and people are saying, oh, she knew that elevators have cameras, so she made sure she behaved calm, and once it got off the elevator, she went off. You know, and then you see he was, you know, there's a biting mark on his side, so people trying to figure out, you know, was he choking her and had her face in a headlock so she bit him? How did her mouth get that low to just bite him? And all of these different things. But as the case progressed and as more information come out, we will learn about it. And then this episode of Wilding Out that came out, and he was on there. This is what he had to say.
I want to get out all my fans and all my followers and everybody who follows me. Just want to let y'all know, a new episode of Wilding Out comes out tomorrow. We shot this sometime last year. I want to say around like fall time. Yeah, it was fall when we shot this. So the things that you guys hear and see, I don't want you guys to think that those things are current, because unfortunately they're not. So just enjoy the show. Like I said, it should have been aired sometime last year, but I guess with everything going on, they chose to air it now. Should be high rated, probably the highest rated one. So, with that being said, tune in, get a good laugh, enjoy yourself, and peace and love from me to you. Yeah.
So basically, Bow was saying that, you know, this is old, so you see me on there and she's on there too, and all that stuff. Just know that it's an old episode, but you know, it's disgusting, it's sad. You know, on the show Growing Up Hip Hop, the Atlanta version, Bow Wow's mother told him to leave her alone. The relationship was toxic, that she was going to get him, you know, in trouble and all of that. And he's been in the industry for so long. I think this is like his first mugshot and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, it's toxic. Just let it go. When they broke up the first time, you know, that should have been it. But then again, you know, love. And even after the scratches, the bite marks, everything, he did not call the cops. He was going to leave or ask her to leave, and just, you know, because after that, he was all over Instagram celebrating the Super Bowl, doing all that stuff, because he already knows, you know, he's Bow Wow and it's going to be all over the news. And to have that label on you, or woman beater, he didn't want that. So people also got upset that you scratched him, you put your hands on him, yet you call the cops. But like I said, we were not there. We don't know. And maybe you know, he hit her, but just didn't leave scars, and maybe, you know, images will be released. So, you know, at this point, like I said, it's never okay to put your hands on anybody, man or woman. And the women that are laughing is disgusting, because like I said in the beginning, if she looked the way Bow Wow looked, it would have been over for him, canceled and all of that, you know. So with more evidence, you know, we shall see. He shouldn't have, in that video, in her face, all of that. Wrong. Is he punching her, choking her, beating her up in the video? No. Did he grab his scanner to open his apartment with force? Yes. Was that right? Absolutely not. Once they walked out, if it was that hostile in the elevator, I can only imagine what happened once they walked out. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here, my Vina loves. Thank you all for the love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn notifications so when I do post it, where did I post it? And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.